another place for more pay. I says, well, you know, I would appreciate a call, and we could have maybe negotiated something there, and, you know, I could have stayed. So she says, yeah, I like the Rob. She says, I pitched for you. She says, you know, your qualifications are very good, but they didn't go for it. A week later, they hired this other driver. He took the roof out the next week.
Does he work for Swift? Rob?
Yeah. Believe it. How many guys, drivers that I came across that didn't even know the height of their truck?
Oh, they're morons. I drove for Swift. Yes, I admit it. 8 months, dragging a dry van with a Volvo. Cross-country solo. It was insanity. You know, the reason I did it is because I needed the CDL for running cranes, for air brakes on the big cranes I operated. Over.
You know the first name of that company?
I've heard them all, but what's the latest?
Not two.
You know, all the years, you know, all the months I drove for them, I've heard a lot of them, but not that one. I was out on 80 heading west, and I pulled into a truck stop, and the bloody floodlights, it was a big square, you know, like 5 acres, and I couldn't see to back into my spot. I kept getting out, and some dickhead got on the CB, and Swift operator. I says, you want to come out here and park this thing? I can't see crap with the floodlights, and he shut up.
Well, back in the days when we used to turn around and say, what do you get when a JB Hunt drivers pull out of a truck stop? Parking spaces.
Yeah, parked the long way.
You all know what JB Hunt stands for? Not true. I used to say that every time I passed one.
Oh, God. You go on YouTube, Charlie, and look how many Swift videos. Oh, my God, they're hilarious. Yeah, I can't quite make the corner. Telephone pole, a stoplight. No worries. The side of the dry van is wiped out, and they get caught on the tandems in the back. I've seen them run onto buildings like that. Yeah, you've seen it, Rob. I've seen a lot of horrible crap in 8 months.
What's JB Hunt stand for?
Yeah, like I said, they're not the drivers that, you know, were back when I was. I call them cowboys at a rodeo shoot. But I don't know where it was, in Georgia or the Carolinas, where that entire tractor-trailer truck, slid and hanging off the overpass. Did you see that one?
I'm sorry, what did JB Hunt stand for?
You know what's sad?
Okay, I tried.
And hi, Perry. I've seen Perry. A lot of stuff.
Hi, Phil.
Corning up in Maine. I had full load, and it was 40 tons, and I'm pulling it, and the winds were horrific going out to Syracuse and that section from 90 on Mass. I watched a blowover right in front of me.
Get 30 over now.
Perry, pick it up.
Somebody was asked, "What do you know what JB Hunt stands for?" And I was just asking, what does JB Hunt stand for?
KB3RQU comments.
Go ahead.
All right, what I heard when I used to drive truck was it stands for John Boy, which is sometimes a slur name that's used by the black people towards the white men, has us, and then the N-word, trucking.
Wow.
That's quite a message.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, Perry.
CD radio on Channel 19. And CRST, they had governed trucks. They can't go 62. CRST can't go 62. Or can't reach 62, something like that. What happened in the entertainment?
Can't drive 55.
Hey, Perry.
Yes, and I'll be across the room and back in 2 seconds, but I'm listening.
Yeah, I managed to get that pump installed in my daughter's Journey, and thanks for the tips. Turned out the bloody hose assembly off the radiator, the T for the cap, radiator cap was cracked. But it wasn't without, good PM. We did upper and lower idlers, the tensioner, the pulley, the belt, water pump. But anyway, my daughter, I said, check the oil in this thing. So what does she do? Pulls the stick on the transmission. I go to pull the stick on the oil pan and it's dry.
Well, those motors are notorious for having PCV issues and burning oil, so yeah, keep an eye on it.
I think I will change it if I can find it.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest.
Yeah, you do what you got to do, but drop me a note on that 2.4 liter. Transverse mounted, had to pull the wheel, splash guard to get to the, front of the engine, but it took us a while, but we got it all back together, and she's good. And then she grabs a jug of oil, 10W30. I said, good God, man, it's 5W20. All right, enough of that. Thanks, guys. W1IA.
Is GOR Gordon on frequency?
Paging GOR. Paging GOR.
Doctor, paging Dr. Gordon. Dr. Gordon, you are needed.
Man, we got to get him a supply of 3873 skin thickener.
What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Perry, way off there in the distance.
What, am I piss weak?
You're 40 over. You're burying the needle up here, Perry, as always.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
Yeah, I'm too close. You're the only one that's far enough away from me, Brent. Everybody else's signals are going down, down, down.
Cheap date, Charlie?
Just like that.
And that ring of fire.
The ring of fire. That's one of the top 10 best songs ever.
Oh man, he's one of the best. He is one of the best ever.
I've been everywhere now. I've been everywhere.
Kids obviously don't know all the towns and states and cities that he mentions, but that's a pretty cool. Amarillo, I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man.
He remembered all
his Johnny Cash
I can't remember
songs
what I went downstairs for.
Boxcar Willie.
Yeah. Hey, Brent, I think you got a little bit of latency with that SDR.
Yeah, I'm probably short keying, Perry. I'm having one of my moments.
No. You, it's like you leave a sufficient gap, but, like, I literally just heard Rob almost say one word, and then you keyed up, and I know you wouldn't key up if you heard him,
All right, I'll try not to short key. Sorry, guys.
No, that's not... I know I shouldn't have said anything. No, I'm just saying, I wonder with the SDR you're using if there's like different buffer settings and things in the settings that you might be able to adjust to, to work on it.
I actually will look at it, Perry. I don't think so as far as the clock rate. It's an old computer and an original Pentium 5 from 20 years ago. So I'm due for a computer upgrade.
Well, you'd be surprised at, what computers can run like an SDR dongle, or a little, receiver. So, but those settings would be in the software for that whatever software you're running there. So, anyway, just a suggestion, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I just, me, I can't keep my mouth shut. W3MMR.
What kind of SDR is that, Brent?
It's an SDR Play 2, and it's a Pentium 7 my brother gave me. It's really old, so nothing surprises me, and I apologize. I will try not to short key, guys, because I understand latency.
Those aren't that great. What software are you running, Brent?
It's SDR console, version 3.0.26.
Well, they're up to 3.1, and they did make improvements with the latency. So if you upgrade it, it might help a little bit.
Hey, Perry, you got...
I will do that right now. You guys carry on, W1IA.
See what Perry made him do?
I know, see? Improving. Yeah, what'd you say, Rob?
Said you got the date right.
I know. Did you see that? I made sure. Dude, ever since you mentioned that day, I always try to make sure I check the date. That's what friends are for.
Like he's broadcasting live there, but like I'm like, boy, am I in a time warp or something? One day I looked at him and he's got the 14th and it's the 15th. I said, did I miss something?
Yeah, I was behind the times, man. Ooh, I gotta turn my S-meter on. Band's quiet here tonight, man. Whew. Man, I was working on a dump truck today. I don't work on too many dump trucks, but it was an electrical issue, so that's why I'm working on it. I don't do much heavy diesel work, but it's got this real fancy Meyer snow or a salt spreading system on it, and it's got this big control head up front, and to control all the different pumps, and there's like 4 or 5 different hydraulic pumps in the system, and a big ass auger in the back. It's as wide as the dump truck. And it's got a 49-pin connector, 49-pin and a 39-pin connector on the back, and it was having intermittent, turn it off, on and off intermittently, and ended up having a bad ground right at the battery, at the fuse holder. So I was working outside right before the end of the day for probably the last 45 minutes, but you'll never guess what happened. I pull the truck up to like the long ways up to this dump truck, right up to the side of the shop, like the long ways along the doors. So it's blocking like 2 bay doors. And I hop out of the truck, go inside to go grab my multimeter and some of my test leads. I come back out, go to get in it, and the thing's locked. I ended up locking the keys in while this big ass diesel is out there running, man. It's 30 degrees, the wind's howling, so I had to go inside and get my Jimmy stick and my air wedge, and I got the door open. So yeah, that was the last 3 hours of my day at work. Yeah, great story.
Hey, Brent, I sent you an email with a song I really think you'd like.
Walking the dog.
Brett can't hear us right now because he's downloading, installing new software. Unless he's got a separate receiver, I don't know.
Hello, Perry. You're strapping up here.
And Perry, cool story, bro.
Yeah, see? At least I got that. What's up, Daryl? What's happening, man? Good signal down here, too, dude. Great to hear you. You on the gates?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the gates. I'm on the gates, and we're running it kind of smooth.
Well, it sounds fantastic. It really does. I think it sounds great, man. 35-40 over. No bout to doubt it. Good to hear you, man.
Now we got to get him some audio processing.
Yeah, he's got audio processing. Daryl's got the process. I think he's just got to cut way back at the moment. Got to find that happy medium, Daryl. You know? I mean, I guess it's a little low at the moment, but I'm going to let Clark take over and shut up and stop giving my opinion.
No, it's, hey, Daryl, the official word count for me. It sounds like $1 million. It sounds about as clean as
Daryl's got
NPR.
that now.
But I'm just saying, now that you got the RF part locked down, it's time to step up the audio.
I'm back, and thank you, Perry. Upgraded.
Yeah, I'm working on it, Clark. Maybe by the weekend. I'll get Robbie. We'll step it up a little bit.
Well, I envy you. That's a great transmitter. It's actually, I don't actually have any other words for it. How about that? I've run out of vocabulary. It's a great transmitter, and you've got it sounding like $1 million.
I think it sounds great the way it is.
And, yeah, you do, Daryl. W1IA is back. Thank you, Perry.
Okay.
No problem. And thank you to Phil for giving the info that there was the update.
If you go into the options under audio, there's some buffer settings there, and you could try setting it to 0, but since you're running an older PC, you might start hearing tick, 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 tick. So, and then there's a 2 times, and there's a 4 times, and then there's a max. So try to set it for the lowest one you can get away with, and then, you know, you're doing the and the other thing that is huge. I should actually see if I have it. I knew back in high school that I had it, but I was just checking. You go into the filters, Brett, in SDR console. You know, on the left-hand side, you've got 3.5, 4.5. You click on the filters to edit them, and you'll see there's a slider in there that gives you the bit depth for the filter, and they have it like a 256 or 512. Slide that sucker down to 64, and do that for all the filters, or at least the ones that you use for AM. Slide the filter bit depth or whatever they call it. You'll see it when you click on it. Slide it down to 64, and that definitely helps with the latency too. I mean, noticeable amounts. So, and those are the 2 things you can do to optimize SDR console, and it makes a big difference. W2PHL.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, Clark, you hear me?
I do.
Before the van goes away, the other night when we last talked, there was that mystery carrier. You ever figure out where that was coming from?
No, because there was too many other carriers and everything around it, so you can't really do anything unless it's in the clear.
Well, it mysteriously went away within about 15-20 minutes after I mentioned it, which leads me to believe that it's somebody listening on an SDR who's dumping the carrier and didn't want to get found out. That's just my take.
I would say there's a lot of validity to that what you just said.
There's a lot of idiots out there. What can I say? Anyway, I'm going to listen in for a bit. I don't have anything much to add to the conversation. I just wanted to ask you that question. And as they say, we'll be by on the side.
Yeah, just like an FYI on that thing, it usually takes a long time to do that because you got to do it over and over and over and over, and then average the heat maps, which give you the locations, and then the thing that you're looking for really needs to be in the clear without, people keying and unkeying nearby.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah, I was out in the clear for a while, but probably not long enough.
No, it was 3886 or something like that, because there was a distant conversation on 85, which was kind of messing things up.
Well, when I first ran into it, it was on 3885.68. The next day, it moved up to about 38.720, and then it slowly drifted up higher.
Hey, good evening, Timmy. W3MMR. Oh, you know, I'm doing if you're doing.
I'm doing.
Hey!
Well, I'm hearing all kinds of other junk in there. This WA1H should get along.
Quiet down hither. Good signal, Tim. Great to hear you, man.
Well, good to hear you. Been a while since I've been in these pads.
Yeah, it has. Definitely has. I haven't heard you on in the morning either, so it's good to hear you, my kind sir. I heard you were on Talking Out West the other night.
Yep. Well, in the mornings, you know, if I'm up around, say, 6:30, 6:45, or 7 o'clock, I generally get on 3705. If I'm up that much earlier, I'll get on 3085 if there's not some sort of group in there. And the way conditions have been unbelievably good on 40 meters, so I've been, you know, if I feel like playing a lot of radio, I'll drift up there in the latter part of the morning.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, we've been getting on 160 a lot. I've been getting down there with Glenn SNG and Gary K1IC. My dad gets in there for a little while. He usually runs in, runs out, you know, because he's been jumping around a lot in the morning. But yeah, we usually get in there around. I get in there around 5. They get in there a little earlier than me, but yeah, man, if you're up, jump in. The conditions are usually absolutely fantastic at that time of the morning. Everybody's, you know, a good 20 to 30 over. So it's good conditions.
Yep. I used to get in with that group, but, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm manufacturing Z's.
Yeah, I should be, because I go to work at 8 o'clock and then work till 6, but I'm a sick man.
Hey, you're a lot younger than myself, and you got that much more drive to keep your motor moving.
Getting out on the highway, you know?
The piston oiled.
And looking for adventure.
You went here this morning, Perry?
Was I where this morning?
On 3085.
No, I was down on 160 this morning.
It was so bad this morning, I talked to Kevin. Kevin was the only one I could hear. Bob talked to Kevin. Your father talked to Kevin. But none of us could hear each other. Just Kevin.
Hello, Tim Tron.
Hello.
1WR. Long time. Happy New Year's and all the other holidays to you and your family. On that note, we're going to jump out of here and jump into the dishwasher and get something to eat. So, 7-3s. W1WR. Exit stage left.
All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep, you changed your call sign. Boy, it's been a while since I've talked to you. Good signal up here.
Yeah, that's what happens when we open up the windows.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta fall back. You know, I had cataract surgery on the left eye today, and it's kind of itchy and scratchy, and I'm kind of worn, and I think I might just wind it down for a while and get some rest. And who knows, I might get up later and come out here.
A friend of mine was an eye doctor, and he turned around and one of his patients was Chinese, so he examined him, and the guy said, so the doctor says, Doc, so what do you think, what is it? He goes, you got cataracts. He goes, no, I owned a Honda.
Yeah.
Hello, Timtron.
Sounds like Daryl. Hello, sounds like Daryl.
Yes, indeed. Yes, Timtron, you're sounding good down here. I'm getting little static crashes, but you're coming up loud and go down, but that's normal here. Just want to say hello, and I will be listening, Timmy.
Okay, Daryl, good to hear you. Good signal up this way. Well, you got the fire into the wire. Fire into the wire. And I'm running fairly sleek low power. So I'm amazed that I'm being heard halfway decently.
Yes, indeed. And you sound good down here in the Jersey side.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to bust things up here. I'm gonna...
Phone call. Be right back.
Say, so I used to say in television, fade to black, but I don't know what they do now. This WA1H and Yell R.
Good hearing you, Tim. Have a great evening.
You too, Clark. Well, maybe sometime we'll catch up when I have a little bit more bap to the zap.
Hey, Tim, feel better, man. So I heard what you're going through. It definitely gets better real soon. See you later. W2PHL. What happened to Brett? Did he blow up his computer?
Probably swallowed him up.
He's in the vortex of upgrades.
Sometimes that happens.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hey, listen, I don't know if Rob's still there, but you guys are all great. You guys all have a fine business evening, and catch you later. So 7-3 for now, W2PHL.
Phil can't deal with this anymore. Catch you later.
Small doses.
Good night, Phil.
See you later, Charlie.
Hello, Charlie. For the band go long down here, but hello to you, Charlie.
Evening there, Daryl. Sounding good up here in Rhode Island.
Okay. I'll be listening.
Actually, Timmy was sounding pretty good down here, too. It's the guys that are normally loud that are low tonight, and the people that are usually, a little hot for me to copy are loud. I don't know. I think the band got turned around.
Yeah, he was coming up and coming down over here. I could tell the band is getting a little staticky, and signals are, I don't know, signal came up then went down, but I heard him. It sounded pretty good, but he said he was on low power. All right then, Charlie, take care. We'll be out here.
All right, Daryl. Talk to you later. I think I'm going to get out of here for a while. Go upstairs and have a bowl of popcorn or something. 7-3s, everyone. N1XSW.
Where did Gordon go?
Billy said something about it. Good evening, folks in the group.
Good evening. N1 BCG.
I must have bad breath or something. I keyed up and everybody went away. What's up with that?
Where'd everybody go? W3MMR. Hey, Charlie.
Everybody went away.
And that was quick.
I think the band got long.
No, you're 40 over, man. Band's in good shape. Might go long, but it's in definitely in good shape at the moment.
Yeah, you're about 35 over. But I got a little static up here. I don't know. But I thought it went long for a minute.
Nah, you're doing good. You might have some local noise where you live. You live in a pretty populated area.
Oh yeah. Whew. Surrounded by houses. My block itself is probably 15 on one side and 15 on the other, and surrounded by all kinds of commercial stuff. But I don't know. And people putting up solar panels 2 doors over. They're putting up solar panels now around here.
Yeah, well, luckily the solar panel stuff, the technology is quickly coming a long way. 'Cause my dad's got it right next door on both sides of him, and he hears nothing. Some people do, but they can be taken care of, you know, if it really starts blasting you out, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm in the same boat here, dude. You know, I'm in the city. I got row homes up and down my block, you know. And next block over is number row homes. But I'm lucky. On the edge of my block here, excuse me, I'm right on the corner, the second house from the corner, and I'm the only house on the block with a side yard. Because the oldest house on the block, and when they sold, you know, the property to the house on the corner, they basically just sold enough to put the house there. You know, a little tiny cutout. And so they don't have much of a yard, but I have a nice big side yard, so that's how I fit this antenna up here. But yeah, man, it's pretty urban. I can't wait to get the hell out of here.
You want to
hear that? Well, I got to get to North Carolina and throw up my 160 and, oh boy, a couple of antennas, a couple of towers in the yard waiting to be put up. Well, I'll do that later on. But that's the scoop. Get to North Carolina. Maybe retire in July.
I can see your beam on the look at the size of that thing. I can see it on a satellite.
Oh my God, that's the chicken band, beam. That was the killer. That was the killer back in the day. Man, I haven't talked on that thing in almost a year now.
That's 8 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe 9, 8. Man, look at that. Yeah, you're pretty urban there, bro. Yeah, you're in the thick of it. I could come work at Equa Brothers. You know, see if they need a tech down there. You know, I could buy them out. Yeah, man. Well, looks like you got a pretty decent sized backyard. You know, hell, you got enough to get a wire up. You get out good, dude. I'm sure you know your noise level can get pretty high, but you get out well. And hi, Brent.
Carrier.
Sorry, Brent.
Just a Q-show here, so just go away.
And
What?
I said sorry, Brent.
Oh, I don't care. I'm just listening, Dale.
Sweet. Yeah. So how do you have the antenna you're this dipole oriented, Daryl? Is it like long ways in your backyard? You're like using them trees back here?
That's right off the tower. It's off the tower, and one is down the driveway, and one is stretched over my neighbor's yard, and one is in the other alleyway. I'm surprised you don't see it. It's you might could see it if you look hard.
Oh, I see it. Yo, I see it. That's crazy. I can see your dipole on the frickin' satellite. Oh yeah, I can see it goes over the corner of like your neighbor's yard to the tree over there. And then back across the alley between the two houses there, right?
Yeah, I got no problem, but I got this big tree. It's a big old tree in my other neighbor's yard. I'd like to stretch something over there, but I can't. Tree too damn big, too tall.
Yeah, I think I can see that. This sucker's big. Yeah, see, I'm sure I could use my neighbor's tree across the street, but that would be the rope of the antenna, not the antenna itself, but the rope would be over the street. It would be over power lines, and then it would be up in a probably 70 feet or so up in a tree, but it would be over some obstacles that I wouldn't feel comfortable if that thing fell down over top of it, and landed on the power lines. Man, that would be a bad day. W3MMR.
KD2 AFL. Yeah, well, back in my house, they call it the bed of Sharon. I think the old, back in the day, telephone companies, some poles, and I think they use fiber optic lines back there now or something. I don't know. Then again, they don't even use that stuff no more. Well, the fiber optic they use, but the old telephone wire lines, it's a pole. I was thinking about going across that. I never see those guys come work no more on those old telephone. Remember the old telephone wires that come in the house? So it's got one of those back there, and I don't know. I might do 160. String it across back over there, and have Robert do me some coils so I can go down my driveway. I think I might do that. That's what I'm gonna do, Perry. Go all the way over there and have 2 or 3 coils going on the side of my driveway. Well, my driveway is like 140. So I don't know. I'm gonna come up with something. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. KD2FL. W3MER. I'm gonna be on the side a little bit. Go get something to drink. And I should be right back.
You're only 40 over, Daryl. Only.
Man, yeah, good to hear you, Daryl. I just looked at my satellite picture. They finally updated it. And you can see my beam on the roof before it got destroyed. My 4-element beam, my chicken band beam. My Suburban with the 2 antennas on top with the dual hots. And I could see the... I have the dipole up? Yeah, you can see the dipole up, strung up across the yard. You can see the, that was when I had the 80-meter dipole about halfway up the tree at about 30 feet. Made out of 14-gauge speaker wire, coax fed, with no choke, no balun. That thing was just tossed up with like one turn up at the feed point, and ran that sucker, man. It worked. It worked all right. Catch you later, Dow.
Repeating myself, Perry. I told you I found a couple of issues with the station, right?
No.
I had a T coming off the coupler for a scope pickup, and the BNC connector and the braid were open, generating all this RF in the station. I got rid of that and grabbed the tuner chassis and reduced the common mode by a factor of 10.
And where was this at? This pickup at?
It was on the coupler. My SWR bridge that's on QRZ, the graphic display, the damn screen kept toggling, you know, for no reason. Well, it had a reason. But anyway, I ended up, hang on, just adjusting the transmitter. I got rid of the T that had a pickup on it for the scope. And I didn't need it anyway. That was from years ago and I had forgotten about it. So I got rid of that and reduced all the stray RF in the shack.
Man, that was causing that much RF, huh? How about that? I didn't know that would cause that much RF.
Well, yeah, it was unterminated. It was like a little antenna. You know, the full power from the transmitters runs through the coupler, and I had a pickup on it, and I didn't think anything of it. And I started moving cables. I said, good God, man. So I got rid of that and ran the chassis ground over to the braid going out to the ground rods, and everything fell into line. And then my wife's not complaining. The TV upstairs right above my station is no longer getting trashed.
Wow, how about that? So it was causing tons of issues everywhere. And this was causing the LMR 400 to heat up?
Well, I suspect that was part of it, but the primary problem was the amount of EMF coming off of the coils. Because I'm tuning high reactance at high power, basically it was looking for a ground path, and all that RF from the chassis was running down the braid on the unbalanced feed line. So I've been sitting there scoping it out with a thermal, you know, laser thermometer, pointing it at, yeah, it rises temperature, but not like it did before. I'm going to take about 4 or 5 240-43s or 61 cores, do a bifilar wound choke, and put that inside the unit, and that should cure it all.
Okay. You're not gonna... Okay, so that's gonna cure all the little bit left that you got.
Yeah, W1IA. I mean, you got to figure this.
Yeah, man.
You probably don't have that higher reactance as I do based on the feed line. The ladder line is probably exactly, you know, a quarter wave on this band. So, you know, 900 ohms plus J242 is ridiculous. To match that to 50 ohms, of course, coils have, you know, got all this voltage on them. And what does that do? it migrates into the chassis.
Yeah, man. W2ENY.
Hey, man. Good to hear you. Well, okay, I got you. Well, cool, dude. See, I wonder how much. See, you're running a lot more power than I am. I'm interested to see like how my tuner would react with that much power.
Well, beware. Hi, hi, Bob. I think that's Bob. The brain's kind of working tonight. Mr. ENY, bodacious signal tonight.
Yeah, man, just it's about 150 watts carrier with the flex and the amp. Just got back from the bar. I was checking in here. I'm not here long. I got probably get dinner cool in about 15, but wanted to pop on and say, how you doing? Like that, you know. Anyway, N1IA in the group. This is W2ENY.
N1? That's close enough, W1IA. As long as I can remember it. You know what's frustrating, Bob? This friggin' brain problem. Sounds like I've had a few cocktails, and I haven't. Damn it.
What'd you figure out what it was? Yeah, good evening, Bob, man. Sounded good. Welcome back from the bar. Did the back from the bar. What'd they say it was?
I got more tests, Perry. By the way, I hope my latency is better with this version of code that I downloaded. It was seamless. I just upgraded the code, and it's got better drivers and all this crud. But as far as the health issue, they're going to run EECs or EEGs on my brain, electrical pattern. They're going to do a sonogram on my carotid arteries, and I'm not out of the woods yet. It seems the more tired I get, the worse I speak, and it's exhausting just trying to make words. But right now, it's a mystery. Over.
Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm wishing the best for you. Fingers crossed, that's for sure.
Yeah, thanks. At the bar, huh, Bob? The bar. Well, I could use a few cocktails, but I decided it was probably not a good idea. Exacerbating the existing condition. Over.
KA3PTX.
Hey, there he is. What's up, Ed?
The Brecken Station was at Indian X-ray. Go ahead.
Call here is Kilo Alpha 3 Papa Tango X-ray KA3PTX. Handle here is Ed Echo Delta QTH Wilmington, Delaware. Just want to jump in and say a quick hello, Eric Perry, Ron, and you guys. I guess it's Bob and Brent. I think I got that down, and yeah, I was trying to get out on 3705 with some guys, and the band was kind of cramped down. I guess band's short, because I heard Perry just pounding in here, and you guys were pounding in, so I'm like, geez, okay. I guess the band's short, because Perry's only 20 miles from me. I'm not sure where you other guys are, but anyway. Yep, handle here is Ed Echo Delta, running a Super Senior, and listening to you guys on an HF225 low, LOWE, communications receiver.
Yeah, hi, Ed. Make sure I got it. You are all of 20 to 30 over on New Hampshire. It's Brent, W1IA. Bob, how are you hearing Ed?
I'm hearing him. Actually, I was doing email on my regular work computer only because I slacked off and went to the bar at 4 o'clock. And anyway, I had to get some of the stuff done. But anyway, yeah, I'm hearing Ed good, Mr. Ed. Excuse me for saying that. How many times have you heard that? And then anyway, sorry, Brent, about the Whiskey 1 India Alpha. I knew that, but I just pulled up in the chair here, switched on the amp, and just started working. So anyway, it's all good. Hey, and I unboxed the National 183D today that I bought on eBay a couple weeks ago. Haven't plugged it in yet because it's still freezing cold. But this thing is absolutely beautiful. The whole cabinet. So anyway, let's see. Let me turn it over to Perry there. See if he copy. And speaking about receivers and stuff, there was a guy listed an A4 today on QTH for $800 with all 3 filters, like 3 mil serial number. Not that I need a 4th 75 A4 or not, but I'm just saying. And he's it's like it's about Stroudsburg, north of Philly, western Jersey kind of area there in PA. Anyway, W3MMR. This is W2ENY.
Yeah, real good, Bob. Great signal, man. Good on the work stuff and slacking off. Yeah, I couldn't slack off today if I wanted to. I wanted to, trust me. But, yeah, good stuff, man. Good signal. And Ed, good to hear you, pal. Yeah, great signal. You're coming in awesome. Band is in really good shape. Long and short. So I think the guys up on 85 are coming in pretty good from down south. So they're the band's starting to stretch out, that's for sure. Definitely good band conditions and quiet locally too. I just looked up that receiver, Ed. The HF2, the low HF225. That thing looks good, like tiny. Is it as small as it looks, I guess? And it definitely looks like 1970s vintage technology. Or I guess 80s maybe. Oh, because I guess no, that's a black and white image. That's a bad picture of it. But anyway, Ed, over to you, man. I guess it was made in the early 90s. Look at that. I was way off. KA3 PTX in the group. W3MMR.
Good evening, everybody. GCR.
All right, breaker acknowledged, DCR there. Which I think Bear is the handle. Anyway, yeah, I'm just an old guy from round table stuff down 3705, so I'll be lost here soon in the break-in stuff up here. But I figured I'd jump in and say hello. There's not too many stations now, but I did want to comment, Bob. Yes, I've heard Mr. Ed about 1,000 times, but only from old farts like probably you, because the young kids don't know what Mr. Ed is, right? Perry probably doesn't even know. You've got to be watching the old TV shows like My Favorite Martian and Mr. Ed and Bewitched and all that stuff. But yeah, growing up, yeah, Mr. Ed. The Talking Horse. So. And Perry, yeah, the HF225, it's a great receiver, man. That thing has 2.2, 4, 7, and 10 kilohertz filters and synchronous detection. That thing is awesome. And it weighs about 2 pounds. Let me see. 3 pounds, maybe. Little thing. Really cool. Love that receiver. Just got it paired up here for senior. So let's pick up the breaking state. I'm not going to hang in here too long. Maybe a couple comments, but yep, Harry. Well, thanks for the signal reports, guys. Brent and Bob and GCR make a transmission. This is KA3 PTX, handles Ed Echo Delta QTH, Wilmington, Delaware. And Perry, you might want to comment on, I heard you a couple times talking about a pizza place or something near you. Was that the one on 291? I used to get off on 291, go to the Philadelphia airport for work, fly out of there a lot. I go by this pizza place that was, if you're going toward the airport, 291. It's on the right-hand side. And I always want to stop in there. I don't know if that's the place you go to, or maybe that's a little bit too far from it, because that's more like Eppington, I think, not Chester. But pick it up there, Bear.
Yeah, hi, Ed. You doing okay up here? Go ahead, Perry.
Yeah, the no, that's on the other side of town from me. But 291 is in Chester, and goes down through Trainer and basically turns into Philadelphia Pike and Claymont. But I'm gonna have to look at. There's a lot of pizza joints in Chester. One I usually go to is Pat's. It's up in Brookhaven. It's right up this, about a mile, 1.2 miles maybe up the road there. But hey, you're coming in great. I was looking at the selectivity of that receiver on the Google, on universalradio.com Incorporated, and they give some pretty detailed specs of it, man. It's like the size of this one frequency counter. I have this really old, like, kit frequency counter, and it looks about the same size of it. So that's pretty neat, man. Anyway, back up to you, Bear. What's going on with you? WB2GCR, W3MMR.
Hi, Perry, and hi, Bob, and hi, Brent, and whoever else is in here. I tried to get on earlier, and Ben was broken, early in the morning. Terrible. Tried to talk to Charlie, couldn't hear him, he couldn't hear me. Chris came on, AJ1G, couldn't hear him, he couldn't hear me. Gave up, went to work. Did some really cool audio stuff here, and I worked on an RF section here. And I got it going, sort of, and I found all sorts of terrible things, but it was kind of good, because not everything broke today. That's my story. WB2GCR, Small Bunny.
Hello, Small Bunny. KD2FL.
Hey, Darryl, man, your station just sounds so good, it's unbelievable.
Well, I'm on the gates. The BC1T.
They stopped that restaurant up the block that serves fried chicken. They stopped serving fried chicken once you start using that gates, because all the pigeons are falling out of the sky and they're already fried.
Well, I better open up the gates then.